Crypto kids, the price of Bitcoin is officially broken above $77,100. I think I'm about to take profit on my Ethereum, my Ethereum position because we were expecting some $2,400, and I will follow through with that take profits if, of course, it gets triggered because we are running into critical resistance. We'll do our Bitcoin price analysis when Bitcoin pumps after or dumps after a major consolidation. Then it can obviously happen very fast. It's just during the bear market we forget that prices pumping to the upside swiftly can happen just like prices dumping down swiftly that you've gotten accustomed and used to. And now the inverse is taking place. And the truth is, the Bitcoin bull market, with the confirmation we received on yesterday's daily candle closure, has been not officially confirmed, but the probabilities that the bull market has started and that the bear market has ended have gone up significantly. Now, this doesn't mean that we still can't capitulate into Q4. This doesn't mean that we don't start dumping next week. Nobody has a crystal ball, and it's impossible to give a 100% guarantee on these things. But what we can do is we can take trades when we see certain things appear and certain breakouts and confirmations are there. And how to reduce risk? Well, when your trade is in profits, then you can always put your stop loss to break even. I opened a trade last night at $72,700 after my Crypto Kid video. And I got into that trade because I know that when you do pump, and this is a violent and momentous pump that we're experiencing, the chances of it coming to an end are less likely than the chances of you still continuing and following through with that pump before getting that correction. So last night over on weeks, I jumped into a long position, a 3x long position at $72,700. I shared in the Crypto Kids Telegram community. And obviously the profits are way over 12% now because we're sitting at 77K. My spot bags that I've been buying for Bitcoin during the entirety of the bear market, if you remember, we said that, look, leverage wise, we may need some confirmations, but spot wise, Bitcoin is on a 50% drawdown. Well, it was on a 50% drawdown from all time highs. And if you're waiting on the sidelines to buy, well, I personally wouldn't do that because I'm not doing it. I'm still buying Bitcoin at 62, 64. I just think it's ridiculously cheap to get in terms of spots. And then we had our scalp long positions too. So Bitcoin over the 200 daily moving average, it has confirmed now that yesterday's candle, this candle is still subject to closing, but we've already drifted so far ahead into the future. We have confirmed a break above the 200 daily moving average. When you check out prior history, well, whenever you do go above on the daily time frame, the purple line, when it gets breached, the bear market has always concluded and you've began the bull market. The same thing occurs in 2019. It's just that in 2015, it's a little bit different. Bitcoin capitulates even further. Well, it does make a new low, but Bitcoin still does end up capitulating even after you go above the 200 daily moving average. So that's the exception. Can 2026 also be an exception, an anomaly? It's possible, right? So I don't want anyone to have this insane amounts of euphoria and excitement for absolutely no reason. We can position ourselves and enjoy the profits. That's great. But is the bull market ended? Has the bear market ended and the bull is there? There's so many different indicators, different price fractals that are supporting either or scenario. Like it's truly a confusing time to be a Bitcoin investor or leverage trader. Are we in a bull market? Are we in a bear market? Which is which? Currently, there's a lot of confusing and colluding signs. But do I want to be in the market now or out of the market now? I want to be in the market. So I'm going to continue to be in the market and we're going to continue to analyze and keep up with the price action. We make content daily on the Crypto Kid channel. So make sure to subscribe if you are not subscribed already and destroy the like button as you're coming in. If you're looking for a place to be trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, we've got a phenomenal link down in the description to Weeks. This link will give you an incredible bonus just for the Crypto Kids exclusively. So when you click that link, you get forwarded to Crypto Kids Welcome Rewards, where by completing your first futures trade of 1,000 USDT, you literally get a $100 position airdrop with 5x leverage. And you can use it on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on Solana, on SanDisk stock, on SpaceX stock. It's a free position that you can keep the profits for and then withdraw that and do whatever you wish with it. So if you want to claim that free trade, then you can go to the Weeks link down in the description, sign up with just your email address and password only. Aside from that, you can get 10 USDT trial fund when you make a deposit of $100 and more. Same story. You can actually, well, it won't be a position, but it can also serve as margin. So you can offset transaction fees, funding fees, opening and closing losses, but can serve as margin with withdrawable profits too. So $100 deposited can get you this 10 USDT in trial fund. And there's just so much more you can get from that particular link by doing trading milestones, by completing deposit bonuses or deposit requirements. You can get a lot of rewards, and the link to Weeks will make that happen. You just need your email address and password to sign up. So back to Bitcoin, $77,300, guys. Ethereum approaching $2,400. This day has been definitely a very good day yet again. And I'm just, I'm not used to these things. I think none of us got used to these things. Our bull market mindset was completely switched off, and we just got used to the bearishness and badness and nothing much to do with our day instead of, looking at the chart for a couple of minutes, staying tuned with our analysis, but then, staring at the wall for the rest of the day. It does feel a little strange. I must tell you that $77,500. So what is the next step, right? The $1 million question is, what is the next step, particularly for Bitcoin? What is the next step for the likes of Ethereum, which we'll jump into, and some other altcoins like Hyperliquid that I have a position on? Here's the deal. We are up a whopping 21% in a matter of 3 days. 21%. When you check out the start of the bull market, when we pumped from $16,000 into $21,000, how large of a pump was that? It was also a 21% pump. You take a look at your daily RSI. The daily RSI hit 87. The daily RSI today is about to hit, well, it's at 85, it's at 86. So when we take the RSI into account, do we look more like the beginning of a bull market, or do we look like a midsummer rally, which only brought us to 60? Well, with that particular point of technical analysis, it does suggest that we are in the start of the bull market. But then you can also look at our Q4 cyclicality and just measure the percentage-based pump. You pump by 42% in summer, and so far from July to August, you've pumped by roughly 30%. So the Q4 cyclicality states that, okay, we can still drop down, it's normal. But if you look at the RSI and compare the beginning of the bull in 2023, then it's clear that the skew of chance sways into the direction of the beginning of the bull market. There are colluding factors, and there's tons of other colluding factors that I can bring to you today, and perhaps towards the end of the stream we can check out some other ones. But we should be ready for both. We should be ready for both. How am I prepared for both? Well, I've got my long positions, I've got my scalp longs, I've got my spot buys, which I'm not going to do anything with. Like, I'll keep that. Even if Bitcoin was to drop to hypothetically 40K, I'll still have my Bitcoin spot positions. I'm not going to do anything with that. But long positions that I have open, like, I will just put my stop losses to break even. This one already has its stop loss at break even. My Ethereum position that is up 174% has its stop loss already at break even. And I've got my first take profit at $2,400, which is very soon. If Bitcoin continues to pump like it is doing so now, that take profit will trigger extremely soon. And then these positions here on Pinex, Bitcoin, Hyperliquid, I'll probably let these ones ride and the rest can have their profits taken. So that's the strategy. With leverage longs, stop loss to break even, simple. With spot buys, I'll just keep it regardless of what it is that Bitcoin decides to do next. And then for further positioning, I've put limit orders to buy back up Bitcoin at a retest of the 200 daily moving average. So I don't want to FOMO in with more capital because that's a mistake I find. Doubling down on winning positions is okay, but I still don't want to do it in summer of the midterm year. And that's going to be an exception. I don't want to double down on my winning position when we've seen a surge of 21%. The RSI has hit 86, just like what occurred in the beginning of the bull market in 23. You pumped by 21% and RSI hit 87. So it's the same. And what did Bitcoin do? It stalled for a few days before continuing higher and then eventually retested your 200 daily moving average. What did we do in 2019? Well, in 2019, we also jumped on the RSI all the way up to 87. We pumped by an astronomical percentage of, well, this was 38, 37%, but you were around the 200 day moving average, you consolidated, and then you continued your rally. So for me, for entering new trades and adding more margin to my existing positions and building that up to that $500,000 targets, which I have, I want to see what we do in the next few daily candles. I've got a great signal with the 200 daily moving average being broken by 2-3 dailies already. Like that's already a major sign that shows to me, hey, look, Crypto Kid, we could actually be forming the beginning of the bull market here. We have our colluding factors, but the chances of the bull market beginning have gone up significantly. And I've said this many times, I'm happy to be pragmatic, right? Q4 cyclicality is something that predicted Bitcoin for 12 years straight. Like we predicted Bitcoin's price action with 4-year cycles for 12 years straight. And should I trade against the thing that was so accurate for over a decade? No. Why should I bet against it? Why should I bet against it? It statistically and mathematically does not make sense. Ethereum, $2,400. I think we're so close for the profit to trigger on this trade right there. Let's see, Ethereum USDT. It needs to load. I think I've got a little bit of a connection problem, but this trade will take profit very soon. It will definitely take profit very, very soon. Again, if you're looking for a place to be trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, we've got the first link in the description down below 2 weeks, where when you sign up with your email address and password only, by completing a futures trade of $1,000, you get a $100 free position, and all the profits you make will be for yours to keep. If you deposit 100 USDT and hold it for 3 days in your account, you get a $10 free trade, or you can deduct it from well, it's a margin. It can serve as margin. It can serve to offset transaction fees, funding fees, and opening and closing losses. That is only with a $100 deposit, and you keep it for 3 days. Like you can literally open your account, fund it with $100, keep it for 3 days to get that particular first deposit task also. So it's pretty simple to claim, and $10 is $10, right? That's breakfast, that's lunch, that's someone's dinner. So first link in the description down below, email address, password, and you can be eligible to get that Crypto Kids exclusive campaign. What was I saying? I've lost my track of thought. So here's the deal, right? We're up 21%. The RSI is at an area which flashed 87 in the beginning of the bull run in October of 2020, January of 2023. We reached 87 in March, April of 2019, and Bitcoin decided to have a bit of a consolidation near the 200 daily moving average and then continue its extension, its next leg higher. What I've done to add more capital to existing positions is targeting the 200 daily moving average for my limit buys, but I can bring those limit highs further up depending on what we do. But 21% up, getting into MRI resistance. I can show you the momentum reversal indicator of the legendary tone vase. We're at the MRI resistance. So the $76,000 to $77,000 mark truly is a very, very critical point that Bitcoin has gone to, because historically we've tested it, we found support throughout May before crashing down from 75, 76 into eventually $58,000. You got a little bit of support before crashing down to $60,000. You retested as resistance throughout the month of March 2026. You found support in the tariff crisis, the tariff crash back in April of 2025 when we plummeted through from $109,000 to our mid bull market bear market. You reached 75, and then you bounced to the upside. And even in, well, you didn't reach it in the high of March 2024, but just the April tariffs and recent support and resistance just point to how critical this level is for BTC. And look, we've pumped 21%. It's sensational. Keeping stop losses to break even and then waiting for a little bit of a consolidation before adding more to my existing positions and frankly doubling down to me makes sense. So you can do whatever you wish to do. So this is just my strategy. This is just my risk management, and it's my opinions. My opinions can be correct. My opinions can also be wrong. Nobody has a crystal ball. But when we see mathematical probabilities and patterns that represent human psychology flashing throughout time, I'm happy to take my trades on that. And these ones worked. I wanted to do a scalp short position on Bitcoin at the test of the 200 daily moving average. That got stopped out, but we still had profits because we longed BTC from 62.5. And I just reversed that position into a scalp short with my stop loss of the day's wick. That got stopped out, and that's okay. But important thing is I was not unexposed into the market. I had other existing positions, and I added more. Actually opened a brand new trade last night at 72.7. So in terms of where I am, I'm happy. And when Bitcoin consolidates, or if Bitcoin consolidates, ideally retests the purple line or gets close to it, then I'll double down and I'll add way more to my current scalp positions. This is, ladies and gentlemen, my TLDR Bitcoin outlook. If you have any questions in the chat, please feel free to let me know in the chat section, and we can go through your questions and we can assess the sentiment. I must say though, if currently Bitcoin is trapping everyone, all right, so we liquidated $1.7 billion worth of short positions, or $1.4 billion worth of short positions in those two candles. We covered the CoinGlass data on yesterday's live stream, but it will be interesting to know where we're sitting at currently. Let me bring up CoinGlass. And listen to this. This is an interesting point of data that I want everybody to know about. So in the past 24 hours, additional to the 1.4 billion in shorts that got squeezed, the largest short squeeze in Binance history, we have added yet again another $711 million for BTC alone in short squeezes in 24 hours time. And let me tell you this, we've squeezed the shorts. We've practically gotten rid of all the shorts you can possibly think of. But additional to that, new longs have come into the market, the Bitcoin market, at rapid speeds. There are a bunch of longs open through the consolidation from Bitcoin whales alone. Bitcoin whales jumped into huge long positionings between the month of June going into late to the second week of August. And I'll bring that data point to you right now. In the meantime, if you can destroy the likes, that would be so amazing. So my good friend, well, my ex-friend, whom I respect a lot, the CEO of Crypto Quant, shows that the take or buy sell ratio on OKX demonstrates OG whales going in and buying up long positions. And retail throughout last night, throughout yesterday, put in a bunch of long positions too. So if indeed, and this is a speculation, if indeed this is a bull trap, and we go down from here, then you're going to liquidate so many long positions too. So the market would have ended up screwing over the longers. It would have ended up screwing up the shorters, and you start fresh. And we know that Bitcoin likes to do that. We know that Bitcoin likes to screw over 90% of leveraged market participants. Hence, it's another reason to why I'm waiting to double down on this position and not FOMOing in on that 20% upside move, because I'm already exposed through spots and through small leverage trades. But I want to double down when we see a consolidation or a retest, ideally towards the 200 daily moving average, like we did so in the last cycle. Let's remove the MRI. Let's remove the Bollinger Bands and switch to 2022. So there it is. Look, beautiful retest, and then you rally. You don't have to do it. You didn't do that, for example, in 2019. You got below the 200 daily moving average quite significantly with the COVID crash, but from the point that you broke it, let's assume that COVID crash didn't happen. The lowest you got to was a 31% move above the breakout, which pivoted your bear market into a bull. I hope that makes sense. And $77,700, we're getting very close to 78. 81 will be very dramatic resistance too. I posted the following on my Twitter account in the morning. I don't know if I got the chance to share it in the Telegram community, but 2 hours ago, I said that Bitcoin does not have much trading volume above $75,000. A break above, which we got, can take us into the next area of strong demand and selling pressure, the $80,000 mark. So volume based, $75,000 and onward, right? From $75,000 up into that $80,000 block, you don't have too much liquidity. And when price enters a path of low liquidity, what does it do? It pumps aggressively. I can show you just from this chart alone, from that $27,000 mark we hit in October of 2023, the pump we got to $71,000 was, in my books, very rapid, because that block of between 27 to 70K was illiquid. It was illiquid. So when price got into it, you just kept on pumping, 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 and pumping and pumping. Same story with now. So $78,000, guys, officially, we are at $78,000. Can I get a huge 78? $78,000 in the chat. Can we spam 78, please, in the chat? And that, I think 78K deserves 78 likes on this particular live stream. I may need to change the title from 77 to 78. So give me a minute as I do that. I'm just going to shift the title from being $77,000 to $78,000. One moment. I hope I can edit it midstream. I've not done that before. I don't want to break the stream either. But I also want it to be as up to date as it possibly can. Hold on, I think I can do it. I found it. Can we destroy the likes? I think we need to get 78 likes minimum. We have to get 78 likes minimum to celebrate $78,000. Yes, I edited it. There we go. Save. Voila. If I refresh now the charts or the video, we should be refresh. There you go, 66 likes, and Bitcoin just broke $78,000. Crypto Fiend says, leverage I've made over just 600% up till now. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Native Faith, 78K, flipping keys. This is crazy. HVERRE, LFG. LFG, that is for sure. This is really cool. This is so awesome. After such a prolonged consolidation where I was questioning my life, I had a tough July. I may have talked about this, but I did have a tough July. My happiness and my excitement with regards to life is tied so much to Bitcoin price appreciations, or inversely Bitcoin price drawdowns, since 90% of my portfolio is literally in Bitcoin. When it goes up, I wake up happy. But when it goes down, I start to overthink. I'm like, what am I doing? Should I even be doing this? Should crypto be, like, is crypto going to survive? Like, I know deep down that crypto is going to survive and that bear markets are temporary. This is an obvious fact. But human psychology works the same. When things are down, you question. And when you question, it eats away from your happiness. And then in the time where you're supposed to enjoy in non-volatility and have a little bit of fun, at the same time being positioned for the move that's up ahead, like, you can't do it because you just feel terrible about yourself. But when Bitcoin is up, I feel amazing. I feel so hyped up right now, which is good, but we also need to be careful, because when human psychology shifts from greed, from fear into euphoria, you already know that this can be a local top. And guys, we are definitely at some greed right now, demonstrated by my personal emotions too. So let's just be careful. Let's be cautious. $78,000, remarkable. I mean, who would have thought that we would have appreciated this much this quickly in the month of August? But here we are, and we can enjoy the ride. We can definitely enjoy the ride. So we're at 72 greed. Last week we were at 29 fear. Can you? That's a ridiculous shift. So we're already in greed, 72 greeds. This got updated probably a couple of hours ago, like 10 hours ago, when Bitcoin was trading at $72,000. Now that we're at 78K, I think we're probably in further greed than before. Bitcoin is doing well. Ethereum is doing well. We have successfully hit our target of $2,400. Let's bring that up next. If you've got any altcoins that you would like me to perform technical analysis on, I will happily be doing that. Just let me know in the comment section and we shall go through it. So Ethereum price explosion, the target is $2,400. I closed. I mean, it should have taken profit automatically on BTCC, but my target was $2,400 for Ethereum, which we're well and beyond over. We are way over that now, $2,436. We are at resistance, so this is critical resistance for Ethereum. If you've got a long position, I've taken my profit. I'm out of that. Actually, that Ethereum long position, I didn't even know it was still alive because I put a stop loss to break even back when we were in that consolidation period. So I actually didn't know it was alive until I checked upon it yesterday, or it was the day before. So I'm very happy about that. I was purely in spot holdings for Ethereum, but then when I discovered that free position, I was genuinely happy because I thought it got stopped out. But we're still in it. Well, I'm not still in it anymore. Ethereum is still in the game. If you've got a trade, then perhaps stop loss to break even could make sense. Bitcoin now at $78,400, up 7.36% in a period of 24 hours alone. If I'm not mistaken, this rally we're getting on Bitcoin is the highest weekly price appreciation when we speak of it in a dollar nominal amount. So we're up from 62.8, we're up 24.75%, which is $15,500. I don't remember of a single weekly candle that has gone up by $15,000. How about this? That was 11. That was 11 and a half, and then that was 9 and a half. Maybe this one. That was 10, 11. Yeah, 15 and a half. I don't think we've seen 15 and a half ever before. In the prior bull market or in the bull market before, that was 4,000. Yeah, this should be the largest single weekly rally in terms of US dollars that we've seen ever before in the history of Bitcoin, which is so darn cool. Look at that God candle. Look at that God candle, ladies and gentlemen. Insane. Insane stuff. I'm going to tweet about it. Let me tweet about it very quickly. Price. There you go. And then my next course of action after this live stream is to be watching Ben's latest upload from 4 hours ago. Curious to know what he thinks right now. Okay, back to Bitcoin, up 24.87%, even higher now, 78,500 bucks. I'm just going to save this chart and post it to Twitter very quickly. $78,600. Guys, I don't think we're at 78 likes yet. Please help a man out and let's reach that awesome price target. Well, that awesome like target of 78 because it's representative of the $78,000 that Bitcoin appreciated to. 2 more seconds. I've got the chart. The chart is there. Beautiful. We can pivot back to our share screen. The current weekly candle has resulted in a price appreciation on BTC of around $15,500. This is officially the highest, The highest single weekly price pump in nominal terms that we've experienced ever. That's so cool. Experienced ever. I hope my grammar is correct. I usually do use AI to make sure my grammar is correct, but today we're live, so I'm not going to do that. Current weekly candles result in price appreciation of on BTC of around 15. This is officially the highest single weekly price bump in normal terms that we've experienced ever yet. That's good. Let's reload. 78 likes. Did we get there? We're at 118 likes. Chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Bloody 77 says nothing can stop this now. Let's go 79k. Looks like panic buying. Yeah, I do agree. Bottom is in. Well, yeah, the chances of the bottom have been in at 58k have gone up dramatically following a 200 daily moving average breach and confirmations above the 200 daily. So look, can we get a drawdown into Q4? It's definitely still on the table, but a capitulation or creating a new low at least, okay? Creating at least a new low. So capitulation can still happen, right? If we fell from 78,600 to $64,000, that will be classified as a capitulation. But creating a new low, let's just say that, creating a new low beneath $58,000, the probabilities of that occurring have reduced significantly, right? And I would rather be in the market long than be on the sidelines right now. So that's where we're at. We've got a couple of Bitcoin longs. I did take profit on my Ethereum trade at $2,400 just because we're running into very important resistance from the April 2026 months, but Bitcoin is edging closer to 79k. I may end up having to change the title from $78,000 to $79,000. Fred says, everything is possible. Yes, it's true. Just some things are a little bit more likely than other scenarios. Caution around 82k. Maybe we're taking profit, I think. Yeah, definitely, I would agree with you. 82k is our high from the May territory. And look, technically, from a purely technical sense, 79k. Did we get 79k? I need to jump into the 1 minute charts. 78,995. 79! Woohoo! Another $1,000, dude. This is insane. This is nuts. This is nuts. It's nuts. Oh boy, I need to change the title again. I need to change the title again. Look at this. Okay, hold on. Let me change the title for the live stream one more time. And I apologize, I'm a little bit, I've got my allergies triggered. I'm in Istanbul, Turkey. So whenever I'm here, going from hot weather to like nice weather with low air pollution makes me just get my allergies triggered. So apologies for a little bit of a fuzzy voice. That's where it stems from. I should be better soon. 79,200. I need to check the liquidations here. Look at those liquidations go. Oh boy. Look at those liquidations go. 24-hour liquidations should be at close to 1 billion, I'm assuming. No, $776 million. 79,300, 79,300. Last night, before I went to bed, I was contemplating. I was like, okay, should I load up this capital? Should I put it in tomorrow, or should I do this before I go to sleep at night? Because I know that if Bitcoin is pumping so hard, it usually tends to continue that pump. But it happens in a bull market, and we're technically still in a bear market before we can reverse the trend. This is a bearish trend. Lower lows, lower highs. It's still a bearish trend. But in the event of breaching over $82,500, just like somebody in the chat pointed out, then you create a higher high, and then the trend officially reverses from bearish to bullish, and that's when you can confirm a technical bull run. Then nothing else matters. Like, then you don't need to look at the 200-day moving average, the Q4s, the 4-year cycles. Like, none of that matters anymore, because creating a new high and creating a higher low is just the most default and fundamental technical analysis one can perform. The trend is your friend until the very end. The trend is supreme to literally anything else. So going above 82,500 bucks, when you establish that new high, if you establish that new high, will confirm the bull market, and then nothing else is going to matter. Nothing else is going to matter. But you need to reverse the trend. The trend needs to be reversed. $3,000 in 1 hour. Yeah, in 1 hour. It's true. Like look at that insanity, man. Look at that insanity. I'm happy. I'm very happy that right before sleeping, I was like, you know what? Screw this. Let's just YOLO. Let's YOLO. We're above the 200 daily moving average. Let's go with it. I'm happy about that. 1 hour. How much did we pump up by? 3.8%. $3,000 in 1 hour, dude. $3,000. We went from 75K to $79,000. Look at some of the bull market candles. Like in the height of the bull market in this rally, if you switch to the daily, we got like $3,000 daily candles when we were at the height of the bull market. It's sensational what's going on. Lost for words. I am lost for words. We should check out. Where should we check out? Let's check out Hyperliquid. Hype went up in a banana zone when President Trump talked about it. Did we reach a new all-time high? No, we're still not at a all-time high, but you guys know the drill. I think that Hyperliquid can get up to over $100 easily in the bull run. Well, in the altcoin season. Well, well, let's not say altcoin season, but let's just describe it as when altcoins begin rallying. And that should, by the way, that should start when Ethereum Bitcoin breaks over this neckline of the bump and run reversal. We're currently getting rejected, but as soon as we confirm a break over the bump and run reversal pattern, then Ethereum against Bitcoin will start to do wonders. So far, Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum in 24 hours. Bitcoin is up 7%. Ethereum is also doing well, but it's just that Bitcoin is outperforming it. When the ETH BTC chart flips, oh boy, then things are going to get interesting. And it almost makes me want to have not taken profits on my Ethereum position, but we can't let greed and euphoria take control. $2,400 was a beautiful point to take profits. I am happy. And if it's necessary, I will re-enter into a trade. No worries at all. We must keep the logic, okay? When things like this happen, it's sometimes hard to let your logic and your prefrontal cortex make the decisions, but we must fight the urge and take profits when it makes sense to take profits. And we must sell when it makes sense to sell. Otherwise, you just keep on getting trapped. Bitcoin down from $79,500 to now 77.9K. Insane. Can you look at this volatility? It's ridiculous. If you want to be trading this volatility, then make sure to check out the first link in the description down below, where you will get an exclusive Crypto Kids welcome reward on Weeks. This is exclusive to the Crypto Kids, where by just signing up with your email address and password by clicking that sign up button, the white sign up button, you will be eligible to get a 10 USDT trial fund by just depositing $100 and maintaining it for 3 days in your account. You will just click this deposit button after you complete your sign up process. It will bring you back to this page, and then wait 3 days after your deposit, and boom, $10 will be yours. If you do a trade of $1,000 or more, you will get a 100 USDT position airdrop. And the profits you make from this position will be for yours to keep completely. If you want to secure your account and make your account safer by linking your phone number, then you can get an extra 5 USDT coupon. There's so much you can claim. Make sure to check out the first link in the description down below to Weeks, where they will support your trading journey ahead with phenomenal campaigns and bonuses that they run periodically. The current one is one of the best so far in the bear market, so do check it out. Bitcoin reducing back down to $77,800. Oh boy. What in the world? I'm actually going to pin this in the live chat. If anybody wants to check it out, I will pin this link in the live chat too. There we go. And it is pinned officially over there. Checking the chat. Bro, what's your top 5 altcoins right now? I want to spread my risk to multiple different coins. Very good question, my friend. I love Hyperliquid. I really like Hyperliquid. I wrote an entire thesis on Hyperliquid, made a video on Hyper. If it's successful to penetrate the American market, which President Trump said that Mike Selig of the CFTC will try his best to do so, then Hype can really create wonders. I've got it in my portfolio. I've been buying here. I bought around here. Would I be buying now? We're at resistance, so perhaps for spot buying, in my opinion, it makes sense, but for leverage buying now, I'm not so sure. I got into a leverage trades for Hyperliquid at $58. So that was around about here, and I just maintained that trade. I'll keep it open. I'll run it $200 and more because I genuinely believe that Hype can achieve that performance because it's so unique. The ETF issuers, we can even check out the ETFs, farside.co.uk. Look, we got the Bitcoin ETF, we got the Solana ETF, we got the Ethereum ETF, but then it was Hyperliquid. So these big issuers decided that, you know what, we're not going to do XRP, we're not going to do Dogecoin, we're not going to do Xcoin, Ycoin, Zcoin. We're going to choose Hyperliquid. And they did it because it's a phenomenal business model. They make so much money as a decentralized exchange where 90% and plus of that revenue is funneled directly back into Hyper. So even if you go into a bear market, it doesn't matter. Even in a bear market, there's consistent buying pressure because the decentralized exchange is making constant revenue, which gets funneled back into the underlying layer one coin. So Hyper, definitely on my list. Ethereum, look, we're going to go into mass tokenization. Mass tokenization is going to happen. Will the Clarity Act pass? I don't agree with Brian Armstrong. He's saying that we've got this vote on September 15th, and if we get 60 votes from the senators, then the Clarity Act is going to go and pass. That's not true. The vote taking place on September the 15th is a cloture vote. So 60 senators voting aye is going to solidify, okay, we've done negotiating on this bill. Let's get it into the next stage where we vote. That's not the final vote on September 15th. It's the vote pre the final bill vote. And the chances of Democrats saying aye are so little when we jump into midterm elections. President Trump has been good for crypto legislation, but he's also been very bad for crypto legislation. If he didn't do Trump coin and profiteer from his position as being president, then the Democrats would have more likely said, you know what, let's go through with it. It's blockchain technology. We've got tremendous innovation. Let's go. But it's not what's happening. President Trump, the administration, profiteered, and getting the Clarity Act through will obviously directly benefit Trump affiliated companies like World Liberty Financial, like what else? American Bitcoin. Let's see. Donald Trump Jr., after a huge break of not posting about crypto, they started posting again. Big day for World Liberty Fi. And then who else we've got? Eric Trump. It's been a while since I've typed these names. Congrats. Nope, that's about Trump. Trump. Look, just wrapped up American Bitcoin's earnings call. Excited to see digital assets are the future. So if the Trump administration and the Trump family particularly did not have ventures in the crypto space, then the Democrats would have been way more likely to say aye. But are they going to do it in a midterm election where they're, subject to winning? I don't think so. But even if we don't get it, the SEC, the CFTC are creating ways to make sure that we tokenize everything. I mean, the Nasdaq CEO, the owner of the New York Stock Exchange, they were all in that speech, that crypto summit that President Trump hosted. And I'm quite confident that with the support of the DTCC in September, when tokenization rolls out more coherently, layer ones enabling tokenization will rally even further than they've done so over the past 3 days. That includes Ethereum. That includes, well, it does include Solana. And Solana breaking out of a massive, massive, massive falling wedge pattern, just like what Ethereum has done, just like what XRP has done. I should post about this also. Ethereum, Solana, and then I need to do XRP technical analysis next. What other RWA? Ondo Finance, Chainlink, Link USDT. It's the oracle that enables for tokenization to happen. A very nice W breakout we're getting on Chainlink, AVAX USDT, and probably fun. That's very undervalued. And finally, Canton Network, so CCUSDT. These guys have over $550 billion worth of tokenized assets. So I know it's more than five, but those would be the tokens I'm keeping in my portfolio. I want to post, just give me a second, guys, if you don't mind. Let me just post the Solana falling wedge pattern on to my Twitter account, and then we can jump and take a look into the technical analysis for XRP. Here we go. So XRP, this is Solana. Again, if you're looking for a place to be trading Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, then you can check out the first link in the description down below to Weeks. I've pinned it in the live chat where you can get phenomenal bonuses by just signing up with your email address and password only. By doing a trade of $1,000, you will get a $100 position airdrop. By depositing $100 and holding it in your account for 3 days, you will get $10 for free, and so much more. Make sure to check it out. Net deposit, if you do $200, hold it for 3 consecutive days, you'll get a 20 USDT coupon. Like, these are so easy to claim. And if you do, like, this is money. If you put it into a trade, the profits you make will be for yours to keep and withdraw. So make sure to check out the first link. Make sure to check out the pinned link in the live chat to get these rewards when they're still available. Okay, Solana. Solana. I had started my acting career in the bear market, and I'm quite concerned if I can maintain my acting career if cryptocurrencies decide to remain this volatile. The crypto kids know, the ones that were watching our last videos know. I started acting, so I got my first ever professional acting gig. My dream is always to become an actor, and crypto was a means to an end for that. And when I'm back in September to Dubai, I've got shooting days which are 10 hours long every single day. So I'm really hoping that crypto, I mean, I wasn't planning for this, man. I wasn't planning for this. I hope my acting career doesn't get sabotaged by crypto price action pumping. Obviously, my priority is going to be crypto over acting, but I was just having so much fun, and I hope that that fun doesn't die away and we're stuck in our computers for 24/7. For the past 3 days, I'm barely sleeping, fragmented sleep, on the computer from morning until late at night. We've got 2 shows, we've got 2 videos that we post, and it required some adjusting. Like, we were exactly like this in 2025, but it did require some adjusting on my end. The first day was a bit complicated. The second day was fine, but on the third day today, I feel fine. It's like jet lag. We had jet lag. We had bear market jet lag, and now we've adjusted our body clock to bull market era, and we're fine to be on our computer 24/7 looking at price charts. It was the bear market was nice while it lasted. It can technically still be the case. We just if Bitcoin breaks above $82,500, that will be our final confirmation. Am I sharing screen, by the way? I should be sharing my screen. We do have my share screen. Solana is breaking above. Solana is breaking. Solana Solana has breached, or Solana is breaking out big time from its falling wedge pattern, similar to ETH and XRP, with with the NYC, Nasdaq, and DTCC deploying tokenization mandates. I believe Solana will benefit significantly from this narrative in September. All right, cool. And good to post. And I'll post one more thing about the bull markets being started. The bull market will start. The bull market will have a 100% guarantee. I can't spell. of starting as soon as a higher high is made on BTC's weekly time frame. That the price, uh, which is anything above 82,700 dollars. Why? Because the trend will switch from a technical down, because the trend will switch. This is the behind the scenes of how I write my tweets, by the way. Because the trend will confirm a switchover. Okay, I can't type. I will finish this later. Sorry, guys. My brain is fried. The allergies are frying the brain, and maybe 50 minutes of live streaming and also not sleeping last night could be frying the brain too, simultaneously. So I'll write that tweet later on. I'm not going to bore you. Let's check the chats. XRP, Cardano. We can do Cardano. There's a lot of Cardano. Cardano. Let's do Cardano. Everybody wants Cardano. We can for sure take a look at ADA. In the prior 24 hours, Cardano is in our top. Is it in our top gainers? Even Polygon is up. Wow, Polygon, that still exists. Crazy. Doge is up 8.2%. Where is Cardano? I can't see it. ADA. It's up 10%, which is nice. We can use this chart. ADA USDT. See, Cardano and a bunch of altcoins are still underperforming relatively against Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin dominance is at now 60%. We had a head and shoulder pattern, but it just didn't break to the downside because we didn't see it confirm below the neckline. Now Bitcoin dominance is going up, but still it's temporary. Whenever we do break below this neckline, we will eventually see a drop in Bitcoin dominance. And simultaneously, Ethereum Bitcoin will experience a break above the bump and run reversal, which will allow for altcoins like Cardano to catch up. So I think it's still premature. I think it's a great buy if you believe in Cardano, which I don't really. I mean, I don't personally believe so much in it. Then I think it's a good buy. I mean, we bounced from great supports, which was resistance in July of 2022. So this is dirt cheap. Like only if you believe in it. All right, it's only if you believe in it. We've got resistance coming up at 0.23. That's in 20 cents from now. Less. That's in 2 cents from now. If you want to buy and hold for 2 years, probably a good idea. But anything aside from that, leverage trading, I think it's risky. Riskier than being in a position with Bitcoin or Ethereum or even XRP, for example. So XRP USDT, we've been trying to do XRPTA, but didn't get the chance. XRP is up ridiculously. If you're a follower of Crypto Kid on Telegram, or if you follow us on Twitter, or if you just watched our videos from yesterday, then you know that we were super bullish on XRP. So the breakout was at 1.16. I said that I'm buying here, and it was a huge breakout above the falling wedge. The daily candle looked so lucrative, and above all, you've got a retest of prior resistance of a bullish pennant on the monthly time frame, making it so relevant and so important. So I wanted to buy there, and I'm happy that I did. And since then, I mean, we pumped 7% in just 2 hours following that, but 1.16. Right now, we're up from that post, we're up over 15%, 17%. So congrats to anyone that bought XRP. Let me know in the chat if you did, because it's doing good and I think it can continuously perform well. Sure, is a retest possible and then continuation possible? Sure it is, and that would align with a Bitcoin correction, but we just don't know if that's going to happen or not. So I would rather be in an XRP long than be not in an XRP long with good risk management. If you're looking for a place to be trading those cryptocurrencies, then Weeks offers all of them and much more with the first link in the description or the pinned comment in the live chat. By signing up with just your email address and password, you will be eligible for incredible new user rewards. By doing a $1,000 trade, you can get a $100 position airdrop. By depositing $100 and maintaining it for 3 days, you can get $10 worth of a trial fund. If you deposit $200 and more, keep it for 3 days, you can get a $20 coupon, and that just increases. If you deposit $500, keep it for 3 days, you get a $50 coupon. If you deposit $1,000 and keep it for 3 days, you get a $100 coupon. So unbelievable bonuses. Like literally, I've not seen any other crypto exchange run such campaign. Make sure to check out the first link in the description, or alternatively, the pinned live comment. Sign up with just your email address and password. Deposit $1,000 and you can get a $100 coupon, and all the profits you make from that position will be yours to keep. If you open another $1,000 trade, you'll get another $100 coupon. So make sure to check it out as it's still active. I don't know for how long Weeks will offer this for. In the bull market, these positions do cost them a lot of money from their pockets. So check it out while it's still there. Press the white button with your email address and password. You create your account, and then you can follow the steps to claim your bonuses and start trading. So I'd rather be in an XRP buy than not be in an XRP buy. Uh, any other stuff that we want to go through? I'm just thinking. Ooh, there was one cool tweet that I bookmarked, which I was supposed to run through. Which one was it? The dollar value is capitulating. So the dollar has fallen below its 200 daily moving average. We had broken above it back in May, which was when BTC traded at 81,000, 82,000, and then started to deplete to the downside. So the dollar has lost so much because of the treasuries. The treasuries are at significant yields. If you go to US 30-year treasury yields, they jump to 5.3%. America needs to refinance 9.5 trillion. Nobody wants to buy up their debt. So if they don't refinance it and we hit our debt ceiling, which is due to come in less than 1 trillion from now, I'm personally projecting America to reach its debt ceiling, 41.1 trillion, by the month of October, November. So because from July to middle of August, it went up by 550 billion. And okay, if it takes double that, then conservatively speaking, by November, December, America should reach its debt ceiling of 41.1 trillion. And if it can't find a way to raise new money, then the company goes bankrupt. And America, as the company, of course, does not want to go bankrupt. So how does it prevent that? Well, they've got a magic money printer button which they can press and print money from thin air to buy back their own debt. What happens when they buy back their own debt? The value of the United States dollar depreciates massively. So we've reached that official $40 trillion mark. And with the value of the dollar and infinite currency devaluing, then what happens? Well, the price of Bitcoin continues to explode to the upside, which makes sense with identifying a low either in August or going a bit lower in October and then rallying again towards the end of 2026. If America has to refinance and print a bunch more money throughout that process, then Bitcoin will be supported with the dollar decreasing in value. I rambled on more so than I assumed. Carl, can I join the stream? I can join the stream later on TMS, most likely. That's great. Wait, what? World War III started? What? No. Guys, don't give information without putting sources and scare everyone. I'm checking Twitter. Uh no. Yeah, that's not true. Why would you say that, man? Why in the world would you say that? Stop spreading lies. It's not funny. CK, sell your Bugatti and buy Ethereum. I unfortunately don't have a Bugatti to sell. We answered the top 5 altcoins question. What do you think about OKX? I love OKX. I actually use OKX to on-ramp and off-ramp my AED as a UAE resident. It works super well. So if you live in the UAE and have a residency, I would check out OKX because it works phenomenally well. No, don't say the no, that's Mitch, don't say things like that. That's a bad thing to say. Bitcoin all-time high in November? Dude, okay, that's a stretch. I think that is truly a stretch. But guys, we've covered everything that I was anticipating to cover. Of course, this is not going to be the only content that you will see from my end. I will be posting a video tonight on the Crypto Kid channel, and then tomorrow. I wanted to post my documentary this week, and I was so excited about it. But obviously, when prices are pumping, I would rather make more crypto videos than post a boring documentary. So that's scheduled for tomorrow. I hope we can follow through with it because I truly believe you'll enjoy that video, especially the people that have been OG in my community. I'll post another update video tonight on CryptoKids, so make sure that you're subscribed, you have your notification bell on, and over on Carl's channel, The Moon Show, I run the Daily Crypto Live, which is a live stream that I conduct every single day from Monday to Friday. And hopefully Carl is going to be free so he can join. He was with us over the past two streams. They're doing phenomenally well. Shout out to Carl for being an incredible longer of the market. His positions are exploding over $1 million in profits. So I'll quiz him and I'll survey him on those positions tonight if he has the ability to join. So stay tuned on the Moonshow channel, stay tuned on the Crypto Kid channel, and tomorrow is the plan to upload my documentary. Let's see if there are any final questions. Let me know in the chats. Speak now or you shall be silent forever. Crypto Boy, see you in the afternoon. Crypto Boy, great to see you on a Crypto Kids stream. Great to have you on. Carl, I don't have VIP3 after moving to Weeks. You can check the VIP requirements. They do have trading volume requirements or a deposit requirement to become VIP. And sometimes they can include free VIP statuses in our campaigns. We don't have that for Crypto Kid. We don't have the VIP campaign right now, but we may receive it in the future. Carl says, "You're the best streamer in crypto. Your subs will explode in the bowl." Thank you so much, Carl. That's very kind of you. That is very, very kind of you. I think there are streamers way better than I am, but I am doing my best. Lucas says, I put 5K. Lucas, I don't think 5K is going to meet the requirement. You can check. You can check under their VIP program. Let's see where it is. Welcome gift, events. It should be somewhere here. More VIP perks. Become a VIP today. There we have it. I hope my internet is solid and it works, but if not, just go to more and click VIP perks, and then it will show you the requirements necessary to reach any VIP status. Okay, guys, thank you all. See you in the afternoon. Summer Sunrise says, thank you for streaming. No problem whatsoever.